Hey there everyone, and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. I am so excited for this reading vlog because it is the first one in forever where I'm not stressed out about the Crescent City journey, and I am just so much looking forward to getting back into reading normal size books and not just having my head feel like it wants to kill me all the time because I'm just laying the information dump on. So this week we've carried over 2 books from last week. Let's talk about them. So first, I only have about 100 pages left of Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings, and so not too much, and I am running out of this color tabs because I am just, everything they do, I'm in love. And it's heartbreaking and also so sweet, and just there's so much going on, and I love these characters. Like, I really thought that Christian was so rude in Magnolia Parks, but seeing his perspective and why he is the way that he is, I am loving it, and watching him slowly fall for Daisy, so good. And also Daisy is just such a cool character. She is the matriarch, and she is also in med school, and she's also just this very fun but also calculated woman, and I love her and also want to give her a hug because she has some issues, as you can imagine, being in this sort of vicinity. And then currently I'm 70% into the audiobook for Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutanto, and I am still loving this. I think I have found one of my new favorite authors. I think that I would just read everything that she's written, and it is quite a bit. I did look it up on Goodreads, so I'm going to start chipping away at her backlist after I wrap up this series. The 3rd book's coming out in March, so I need to catch up. And then new books that I'm going to pick up this week include Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman, and maybe the 3rd book if I'm lucky. I just loved Nick and Charlie last week. It was my second 5-star read of the year, and I just think that they are so sweet. Like, so sweet, and I just want to protect them and also just give them a big hug. That's all I want. And I think that these books hopefully are going to keep giving like big hug energy, because I still need like just like a fluffy kind of romance, especially after reading Daisy Hates, and it's not very fluffy, I'm here to tell you that. And then the other book that I'm really hoping to get into this week, if I'm not going into Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home, is going to be A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I want to read this series so bad and just need to make the time for it, so I'm going to my best to do that because everybody's read it and they love it, and I just want something quick and kind of easy and just like entertaining, and I love YA for entertainment, so I'm very excited about this one and can't wait to jump into it. Yeah, so we have a lot of big reading plans this week, but I am so excited, and let me tell you all why. First, so it's Monday now, and Wednesday we are having Galentine's Day because it is actually Valentine's Day, but book club always comes on Wednesday, so we are doing Galentine's, and I am so pumped for it. It's going to be so much fun. We're hosting, and I have like a few things lined up for it, so I'm really excited, and hopefully we'll take you along so you can see what I'm doing for it. So then on Friday, my husband and I are actually celebrating and going out to dinner, but I talked about this a bit in my last vlog, and work has been pretty overwhelming right now, and so I wanted to just take a minute. The following Monday is a bank holiday, so I took Friday off, and I am so excited because I have so many things on my backlist to get done that I have an entire day to do, and I can't wait to like cross them off. But then also if I cross them all off on Friday and then I have 3 full days of no plans and nothing that I have to do, guess what I'm going to be doing? A whole lot of reading. So I am stoked and can't wait to bring you all along. I think it's going to be such a fun week. And with that, let's go make some dinner and get to hopefully some reading. Okay everyone, it is Monday evening now. You just watched me walk on my little treadmill and read my little book, and I just need you all to know that I'm about to finish Daisy Hates, so I wanted to give a quick update on it because wow, these books are so painful. Like, they are so painful. They are just about these people who simply cannot communicate. I think that they know that they should be able to communicate, but they just don't communicate. And then they get so upset when everything turns out wrong because they made the wrong decisions, and then they don't communicate what's hurting them. And it's just so sad. And right now I'm really annoyed with Daisy, actually, because I love her character. Like, I have really, really enjoyed her character. She's like the matriarch, the sister of the gang lord, and she's in med school, and she's just this amazing kind of independent woman who just nobody messes with, but also because, not just because her brother's a gang lord, but because she is also just a force to be reckoned with. And now what we're seeing is that she is just throwing basically all of her values to the wind because she's on the ups with the man that she loves, and it is just so painful to watch because she's just hurting other people and herself in the process, and it's just like, it's the absolute worst is what it is. And I think that's something that's kind of funny is that Magnolia and BJ, we see in Magnolia Parks that BJ sleeps around, but Magnolia won't sleep with anybody. But Daisy does not have that same problem. And like, not even saying it in like a negative capacity, but it's just two sides of the same coin. Like, they together, they sleep together, whatever. And then Magnolia and BJ, they didn't sleep together. And it's just so, it really gets me worked up because it does. And I just really don't like Daisy right now, which is the worst because I really liked her for a minute. So, and I'm sure that I'll like her again, but watching somebody go through some really tough stuff and choosing how they handle it, I think says a lot about them. And I don't know, I guess I just thought more of her. I sound like a disappointed mother, which I think is very funny. But I recently saw Rachel Catherine's post on Instagram because she's already read Magnolia Parks Into the Dark, and she was talking about how she's already seen more like character development from them. So I'm hoping that we're seeing them like this now so that we can get mad and get annoyed with them so that in the future we can just see how much they've grown and how far they've come. So I'm really hoping that's what this is because I will be so mad because this series is supposed to be pretty long, and I'm just gonna be so mad if this entire series is the same thing. Like, it's all vibes anyways, so it has to be really good in the character growth department because you can only watch somebody make so many bad decisions for so long before you're just like, I don't even care. Like, they won't even help themselves, they're not developing, and I'm just not interested. These books get me so worked up, you guys. Like, so worked up. I feel like I shouldn't even read the last 50 pages because it'll be too close to bedtime and then I won't be able to calm down before bed. So, yikes. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. You know, we'll see. It's like 8 o'clock now. I don't know. We'll see. But now we're gonna go shower and then we'll see. Like I said like 3 times. So, yeah. Bye. Good morning, everyone. It is a very dreary, rainy Tuesday, and I do not want to go into work. And luckily for me, Scooter woke me up at 3:30 in the morning because he had to go outside, and I may not recover. So I slept in, and that sucks too because I wanted to work out, but whatever. What I should have done was got up, worked out, and then finished reading Daisy Hates so that I had all day to process it. But I did read another 20 pages last night, and then I started to get like that ragey feeling, and I wanted to be able to leave off at a place where I didn't feel like I was just like stopping, because then I wouldn't be able to stop, and then I would read until like 10 but then be mad until like 11, and I would have just not been a happy camper this morning at all. So we have about 40 pages left of this book, and I am definitely going to be finishing this tonight. And I'm really excited about it because also all of the book club girlies are finishing this book. Like, we're all gonna be done with it at the same time so we can talk about it. And you're like, Brooke, isn't that like the goal of book club? But sometimes we have our own stuff going on, and you know, sometimes you can't meet like our made up deadlines. So, but I'm very excited that we're all on the same page for this one. I am really looking forward to talking with them about it. So yeah, since I didn't work out this morning, we'll probably get some walking and reading in after work. I am really debating if I should go ahead and go to Barnes because today is release day for An Education of Malice by S.T. Gibson, and I loved A Dowry of Blood last year. Absolutely ate it up, couldn't stop recommending it. And so I'm debating if I want to go after work today to grab Bride and An Education of Malice, or if I should just wait until Friday so I have like the free time and not really any type of constraints around after work. So we're gonna see how I feel. If I feel like I need a little bit of a treat, then I might end up at Barnes. I'm also going to listen to Dial A for Aunties on the way to work today and on the way back, so hopefully I make more of a dent in that. Audiobooks are always so interesting because you don't like always have the time to listen to it, because I can't just sit down and listen to my audiobook. I have to be doing something, so sometimes I'll like read a lot in a day because I'm doing a bunch of different chores or something, or driving a lot, but then I just put it off for like 4 days because I haven't done anything that would warrant the attention of an audiobook. So it's very interesting when that happens, because it's not like I'm not enjoying the book, I just haven't had a chance to really listen to it. And you might say, Brooke, couldn't you just physically pick it up since you own a copy? Yes, I certainly could, but I don't. So that's that. I would have to run out of my hold on Libby for me to then go and pick up the physical book. Because if I still have the hold, then I'm just listening to it as an audiobook. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if anybody else has that, but that's how it works in my head. But that is all, and we are going to go and do this work day. After work, maybe Barnes, and I'm also going to stop by Target because I'm getting like poppies for a mocktail for Valentine's tomorrow, and then also I think like the little like chocolate heart boxes for the boys, because you know the girlies are getting something, I guess the boys should too. All right, see you all later. Hey there everyone, I have a bit of a reading update. It's Tuesday night now, and my priority after getting home from work today was finishing Daisy Hates, and we did indeed do that. And I am so tore up about it, and I love them so much, and it's just tough. This was I don't think as devastating as the end of Magnolia Parks, but also just devastating nonetheless. And I don't even know where we're gonna go from here. So it'll be interesting. Definitely leaves on like a cliffhanger, like you know there's gonna be more, but not one that's so like intense. So I'm very happy with it. It's another 5-star read for me because I just feel like the emotions that this book elicits from me, even though I know that it's not that good of writing, but I'm so connected to the characters at this point that I just love them. And so I give them 5 stars, because when you're feeling something that intensely, in my opinion, like that is a very good sign of the author's writing style and what she can like evoke in you. So that is my perspective. I'm very happy that this is, well, I'm not happy it's done, honestly, because now we have to go back to Magnolia and BJ, and I'd rather just get more Daisy and Christian if we're honest. But that aside, very excited to talk about this with the book club girlies tomorrow. Other than that, after work today, I know I mentioned it this morning that I thought I might go to Barnes after work if I needed a little bit of a pick-me-up, and I did. So let's talk about what I got. So first I grabbed Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Everybody's been loving this book and I can't wait to get into it. Vampires and werewolves, like I'm pumped. My like Twilight younger self is just so excited about it. And this I don't know if this is unique to the exclusive edition, but I really enjoy I don't know what is like the reflectiveness of it. I don't know. Also, I'm not sure if anybody else takes this way, but it looks like it's her hair that's like flowing back instead of a wolf that's behind it. Throws me off. I prefer to see it like her hair. That's just me. And then I also grabbed an Education in Malice by S.T. Gibson, and I just feel like I should be in charge of this author's fan club because I never stop talking about getting excited about these books, how much I loved the last book that I read. So this author wrote A Dowry of Blood, and I read that I think in like 24 hours last year because I loved it so much. It was absolutely devastating. And I think that we're going to get a very similar story here. And I'm very excited because I think it's more like dark academia vibes. And you all, please look at this. Like, the words on this page are huge. So that makes me even happier. Also, because I went to Barnes, two of these two books were $50 total, and that just absolutely gutted me. But because I did the premium membership, it knocked it down to 45, and then I had $10 in points, so I took it all down to 35 and I called it a day, and so I'm calling it a win, and we're gonna go from there. Now that Daisy Hates is done, I think that I'm going to roll into Heartstopper Volume 2 just for like a fun little, can you see how hard I'm smiling right now thinking about these characters? Like, I love them so much. Like, look at the back of this book. Look at him. He's so sweet. I'm so excited. I can't wait. So I'm very much looking forward to this one, and I'm going to jump into that. Hopefully finish it very soon. It shouldn't take more than an hour. And then I'm going to jump into hopefully A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Tomorrow is book club, and so I won't have any time to read. And I guess we'll decide when we'll try to read the next book by, which will be Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home. And so we'll have to decide on that. And hopefully it won't be just like next week because I would like a little bit more time. And I think spacing them out is good at this point. Because I also ordered Magnolia Parks Into the Darkness, one of the two. And it's coming from the UK, so I'm hoping we don't fly through these books too quick because I know it'll just take a hot minute for them to get here. And that's that. I'm not sure if I said this, but my husband, you all saw the flowers that he got me for Valentine's Day, which is tomorrow, and it was so sweet. And he got me 2 bouquets, and I thought that was so funny because he was talking about how if you go to like Kroger or whatever, that the prices are super jacked up naturally as they would be for Valentine's Day. But I told him to go to Trader Joe's, and he was very, very happy with how cheap the flowers at Trader Joe's are. So that's why I got 2 bouquets. I thought that was just so silly, but that is that. We love love, and I am going to go. I'm gonna go, and I will talk to you all in a bit. Good morning, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day. How exciting. I tried to dress for the occasion, so I think we crushed it. I wanted to give you all a reading update because I finished Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman last night, and I just really couldn't love these characters more. They are so sweet, and they just are trying to figure everything out together, and they know that they care for one another, and Nick is really trying to figure his like sexuality out, and it's very sweet because Charlie is so understanding and really just doing his best, but Nick isn't like abusing that. He feels bad that he isn't just like more confident in who he is, and I just think that it is so sweet how they care for one another. So I am just loving this so much. And then at the end of the story, they have like Alice includes a few other like little doodles and drawings, and so we get to see like their casual clothes versus like their smart clothes. And I think that it's so funny because the one about Charlie and his casual clothes says, Charlie is always cold and has therefore developed a love for woolly clothing, particularly woolly sweaters. Charlie likes anything snuggly and oversized. The only thing that can beat a woolly sweater is one of Nick's hoodies. And I relate. I am Charlie and Charlie is me, and I love them. So I am very happy that I was able to read this one, and now I'm going to take it back to Darlene because she is so kindly lending them to me, even though I know that I just need to buy this series because I think that they're going to leave just like such a good, happy place in my heart that I'm going to want them on my shelves. But I'm trying to be better about book buying this year. I say that, but I just showed you all that I just bought 2 books from Barnes& Noble last night. So that's that, I guess. So yes, Heartstopper's done, and so tonight is book club and it's Valentine's, and I'm so excited about it. So tonight we're gonna come home after work and we're gonna make chocolate covered strawberries, and we are making like a pasta dish, but then we're gonna have like a mocktail that is raspberry sorbet and then like a raspberry poppy on top, like the soda. And I'm just so excited. I think it's going to be so cute, and I have like the gifts for the 2 girlies, and then I got the little Russell Stover hearts for the guys. I'm so excited. I don't normally get excited to host, but I'm excited for tonight. So I think that'll be fantastic. And I'll get to figure out how quickly I need to consume Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home, because I have a lot of time. I think I'm gonna have a lot of time to read this weekend. So I think I can start like another book, maybe tonight, probably tomorrow though, because I really want to start A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I think I might try to take that one on next before diving back into Magnolia Parks. That's the plan, and I am pumped to be another day closer, because since it's Wednesday and I have Friday off, we only have 2 more days. So I'm just rallying all of my momentum, sanity to just get there. So we're very close. I'm very excited about it. So I will see you all after work. Hey there everyone, it is now Thursday night and I am donezo with work for the week. So I am thrilled, truly, and I am so just happy to be chilling out for a hot second. So we have celebrated this so far by having a glass of wine. We made dinner and I just walked and read a little bit. And with that, I do have a reading update. So book club decided that we are going to read Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home for next book club, and we meet like every week. So we have a lot of reading to do, because I'm gonna tell you what, these books, they are not getting any thinner, people. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it looks like it's about 524 pages that I need to read before Wednesday. So I mean, totally doable, especially because I have some time off and should be able to get some good reading in. But dang, these books are big. So we are already back in. I'm about 50 pages in now, and I'm already just loving it again. Like, I just really enjoy these characters. They're just very complex, but also their humor is very dry, so I enjoy that a lot. And I feel like after reading Daisy Hates, we also get to see how other people view Magnolia and BJ, and how it's not just them thinking that like they are just super drawn to each other. Like, everybody around them can tell that they are drawn to one another even when they don't want to be anymore. So she's like dead set on not seeing him, but then inevitably they end up seeing each other. And she says something funny, and we're in her point of view, and she says he laughs, and for some reason it sounds like I'm ringing the doorbell of the home I grew up in. And this book is nothing if not chock full of quotes that make you feel some type of way. So I am very excited to be reading this again and back in this world, even though I didn't leave it for very long with Daisy Hates, but I am really looking forward to getting back into Daisy Hates. Like, I think this will be good, but definitely more excited for Daisy Hates. So that's that. I'm probably gonna go shower and then read a bit more before bed. I think it's going to be an early night. I've been a very sleepy girl this week. I have only worked out once this week, and it's been a very long time since I've done that. So I think that my body just really needed the rest, but I'm gonna try to get a workout in tomorrow morning and be consistent with that, hopefully through this weekend, and just try to reset it a bit. But we have a very long list of to-dos for tomorrow, so I am very excited to knock those out, because when you're working a 9 to 5 job and everybody else is working a 9 to 5 job, it's very hard to get things done in that time frame because everybody's working. And then when you're off work, they're off work, so you can't go get specific things done. So I'm really excited to have that time, and then also just to read and do grad school, because the project is due on Tuesday and I have not started it yet. So there's definitely a lot to do this weekend, but I am just so happy to have the 4 days to be able to do it. So let's go have an everything shower and then get cozy. Hey there everyone, howdy, how's it going? It is Friday afternoon now, it's about 4 o'clock, so a little bit late for an update in the day, but I have just been so productive. I have done a lot of things today. Went and got a cashier's check so that I can send that to whoever it needs to go to for my new passport. I went to Uptown Cheapskate and sold some clothes, then took the clothes that they didn't take to Goodwill, and then I just popped into Goodwill for a second, and I'm so glad that I did, because I love looking at their books, even though you really have to search through a lot to get something good, but I did today. This book has been on my TBR for a hot minute, and it is the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, and oh my gosh, this is the first book in the Broken Earth trilogy, and it is in a pretty decent shape, like, and it was just sitting there. I was like, how has nobody taken this yet? Like, don't they know what this book is? I mean, Hugo Award right there. And so I'm so glad that I found this and I picked it up because it was on my wish list, and I just knew that I wanted to read this series because everybody raves about it. And I got it for $1.06. So what a good day. And I picked my wedding dress up because it's now been preserved, so that's great. Made lunch, took Scoop for a walk, and then I did some reading for grad school. So I feel good about the reading, so I can jump into like the hands-on project tomorrow morning. And then I edited one of these videos, and so that is uploading now, and I feel really good about it, but it is 4 o'clock and I have done very little reading today, which is pretty unfortunate because we are going to dinner tonight for Valentine's Day. Like late Valentine's Day, obviously, but we're going to dinner and I'm so excited. It's going to be so yummy, and then afterwards we're going to do a little bit of shopping. I'm going to make him take me to Barnes, so we should have a ton of fun doing that. But I would like to give an update on Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home, because I read another like 40 pages maybe last night, and I understand a bit more now about their trauma bonding. It is pretty intense. It is pretty intense, and I do feel for these characters more than I did because they have been through it. And I just can't even judge actions because I have not been in similar situations, and nor should anybody judge how people tend to cope with such trauma. And I have a new respect and like understanding for these characters. So I'm really glad that we got to kind of kick off the book with this so that we can then watch them knowing what we know, you know? So I definitely feel it. It is very heavy, that is for sure. But I am really excited about it. So I'm about 90 pages in now. It's 510. We have a long way to go this weekend, but I feel good that we got a lot of other stuff done today so that hopefully the rest of the weekend I can make more time for reading. Something else really fun, I took a long shot yesterday, and my neck galley ratio is just not very good right now because I have so many books on my shelf, but like their publication dates are like still like months out, so I don't really mind. But I put in a wish for a book, and it was Evocation by S.T. Gibson, so it's their next release, and it comes out in May, and I just really love this author, so I was very excited. I like wished for it instead of requesting it, which was interesting because it wasn't available for request, and I got it. Like, I got an email from NetGalley that says wishes do come true, and was just absolutely baffled. So I was so excited about that. I'm really, really happy with that and can't wait to read that. But yeah, so I think now I am going to go make some tea and do a little bit of reading before we have to go to dinner. And I will probably catch you all up tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning now, and I am moving a little bit slower than I was hoping I would be at this point, but that's okay. We're rocking with it. It's fine. So our Valentine's Day dinner was absolutely lovely, and then we went over to Barnes because that was his present to me for Valentine's Day. So I picked up 3 books that I wanted to show you all. So first I took advantage of the buy one get one 50% off selection. So I picked up Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. And I have no idea why, but this book has just really been calling out to me lately. So I am very excited about it and pumped that I think it just came out in paperback. So I am really excited to get into this one when I just need I think it's a bit more of a fun thriller or just like a fun mystery kind of thing. So I am definitely looking forward to this one. And then the other book that I got for the buy one get one 50% off was The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. And I have just seen so many good things about the Daevabad trilogy, this is the first book. And I just have no idea what I'm getting into, but I feel like it's classic fantasy, like a staple in fantasy reading. So I want to make sure that I get to this one and kind of start on this trilogy. And then the other book that I grabbed, I had just recently seen this book and I had no idea that this author had other books and the one that I think she's most known for, but that was Margaret Rogerson's Vespertine, and the description sounds so good. So our main character is training to be a nun, but she has a lot of a troubled past, but when her coven is attacked by possessed soldiers, she has to awake an ancient spirit to bound it to a saint's relic. And since she is a Vespertine, she can control it, but it takes a lot for her to control. And so she is starting to get to know this spirit. And so we have a bit of a sinister mystery of saint secrets and dark magic while her bond with the Revenant grows. So it just sounds really interesting. I don't know. And I also love Vespertine. I have no idea why. I don't think I've ever really heard this word before, but I enjoy it. So I am just excited to get into that. So that is my Barnes haul. I am a very happy camper because these books have been on my wish list. So I'm excited to take those off and just be able to have just other books in my arsenal for when I'm ready to pick them up. Not that I really need it, but you know, it is what it is. So I did indeed get a workout in this morning. I just did Pilates, but also I am sure I'm going to be so sore tomorrow. But I got a workout in, the laundry is going, and now I'm going to do grad school work until I have to go meet my sister for brunch. And then after that, I am going to jump really hard, I think, into Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home, because I have not read a lot the last couple of days, and the point of me taking time off was to better balance the time that I was reading versus the time that I was doing things. So I'm really hoping that I get back from brunch around 3 and then I can just sit down and read until we get ready for dinner, because I want to knock this book out so I can start knocking out other books. And I really need to stop thinking like that. I truly do, but I feel like when I have these big books that just take more time to read, I just want to not, I just have to commit more time to them. And so I can get through them and be done and move on to the next one. But I am really enjoying my time. I don't have any update on it, but I am just still having a good time with it. So that's all that. Let's get into grad school work and hope that that goes well, because the labs typically don't go well for me. I am just not good at that side of it. I'm really good at the concepts and writing papers, but when I have to actually do something, I'm more of a theoretical person in this space, but that's that. So I'm gonna get into that and then we will go to brunch. So I will see you all in a bit. Hey there everyone, it is Monday now and I did such a terrible job of vlogging this weekend, but I wanted to go ahead and just wrap this vlog up so we can go ahead and jump into the next one. So really quickly, let's go ahead and summarize what we ended up reading this week. So we finished Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings, and you all know, and I think you've heard me at this point, how much I love Daisy and Christian. This was an easy 5 stars, and I'm already so excited to get back into their book in Daisy Hates the Great Undoing, I believe. But yes, definitely like this one more. Just the stakes are a little bit higher. It has a little bit more of a plot with the whole like gang lord situation, so I enjoyed that aspect of it a ton, but still very good, 5 stars. Next, I finished Heartstopper Volume 2, and I love this one. It was another 5 stars, and these graphic novels are just so wholesome and sweet. They really just give you such a warm and fluffy feeling, so I would definitely recommend picking these up if you haven't already. They are just the best so far, so I'm having a really good time with them and will definitely be continuing on in that series. And then, I don't know if I talked about this when I finished it, but I did indeed finish Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutanto, and I had a pretty good time with it. I gave it 3.5 stars. I love the Aunties. I think they are so much fun. They are just so funny. Medi, the main woman in this, is a little bit tough at the beginning, but her character development is really good, so I appreciated that a ton. But I really had a good time with it. I just don't think that it really understands like the genre it wants to be in, like because there's a romance, but then there's also like an accidental murder, so it was just a lot. It's just a lot, but that's okay because it was a fun time and I will definitely be continuing on in this series as well. And then this morning I finished Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home. And I think I talked to you all about this a little bit because I feel like this book really brings a lot of answers to the trauma bonding that it seems like Magnolia and BJ have. So you get a lot more perspective in this one. We definitely get a little bit more character development. It takes a long time to get there, but we get there. But it is still very entertaining. I really do just feel for these characters. And I think that they feel for themselves as well because it is just such a tough situation when you can't stop hurting each other to feel close to one another. But I gave this 4 stars. It wasn't my favorite. It just took a little bit too long for the character development aspect to kick in. I felt like we saw a lot of what we saw in Magnolia Parks in here, so it just felt like a really long time before we got to kind of move on out of a certain phase. So that was that. It was 4 stars. The ending was brutal. Absolutely did not see that one coming. And so now, I mean, like, the ending, I feel like, of all of these just makes you want to go back into the series even more, which is, you know, the good sign of a good series. So I definitely feel that way and can't wait to continue on still. So apparently a very big reading week, but I feel good about it. Like a lot of really high star rating books and a lot of series that I'm knocking out, which I feel good about too. I hope you all had fun and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.